All right. Good evening, veterans. All right. Good evening, veterans and YouTube family alike. Yesterday, I did the video, the live stream on military sexual trauma, MST, and at the end of that video, that live stream, I told you that I will be doing a live stream today about parts of the VA claim. But I received the email from my personal email account from a veteran who asked me to talk to other veterans about a subject that came up for him. And I thought about it, and it's one of the things that I've had to deal with before, but hasn't come back up until now. And for those of you who are watching for the first time, I am Greg Harris here at VZ in Fort City, Arkansas, 5 Roster Street. Myself, I'm a volunteer VSO here. Also do the Ustream YouTube live stream and videos and anything else that I can do during my volunteer time, as well as make a donation. So if you would like to donate to the channel, we're on PayPal. You can drop a donation by here, or you can mail one in to the post here. We are we'll gladly accept it, and we will still help you whether you donate or not. So I'm just putting that out there. But also, getting back to the subject at hand, can the VA reduce my rating that I currently have? And if so, what do I need? What can I do to stop them from doing it? Well, the answer to your question, to his question, can they reduce your current VA rating? Yes. Now, they cannot reduce your rating if you have a static rating, the rating that's been 20 years or more. Now, we all know, if you're not familiar, that once you receive a rating, until you reach 100% for that rating, and even in some cases 100%, you every 10, 15, all the way up to the 20 year mark for that rating, or for your total combined rating, they can go back and evaluate you at any time. The issue that the veteran that sent me the email is having, he received a letter from the VA saying, we plan to reduce your PTSD rating down from 70% to 50%. They got really specific with him. And so I emailed him back, hey, what are you doing? You're at 70%. Are you going to any classes? Or did you have a recent CMP? What's the deal? Give me some details here. He informed me via email that, hey, I decided I needed some help. Coronavirus came in and uprooted my life just as well as it did anyone else. So I went to the VA and I kept telling them I was pushing and pushing and pushing. And finally I got in and I got me some counseling sessions in. So I'm like, okay, counseling sessions on top of a 7% PTSD, that shouldn't get you reduced. And he he actually went to the VA in Memphis and got a copy of the notes that the doctor was writing. And I noticed one thing: every time he went to the VA, when they asked him, how is he doing? How is he feeling? He said, fine, okay. Now, when you come in, you check in, you nicely shaved and you're smelling good and you're looking good, but you're telling me you're depressed. You shaved, you looking good, you smelling good, but you're telling me you have anxiety. You looking good, you smelling good, you shaved, and I asked you how everything is going, and you're telling me good, but yet you got this sad sob story for me. I'm not doing good if I'm coming to ask for help. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna put it plain and simple. If you ask me how I'm doing and my day is going bad, I'm bad. Plain and simple. Now that doesn't mean I have to give you a story every time I tell you that. It could be just speaking and keep on moving. But you need to be honest with if you're going to seek help from anybody, the number one thing that needs to ride is you need to be honest with them. If you're having a bad day and you're going to a CMP, if you're having a bad day and you're going to the VA or even to a private doctor or psychiatrist or however you want to say it, you need to be honest with them. Look, doc, I'm not doing bad. I'm not doing good, and this is not one of my shit hot days. So here I am. I'm asking for help. I don't really understand what's completely going on, but this is how I'm feeling. There's nothing wrong with telling them how you feel. There's nothing wrong with putting it out on the table. And if they're not writing down what you say, then you can always go back and get a copy and say, nope, this is BS. I told them on this day, there was nowhere in there where I said I was feeling good or I was okay. No, I didn't feel okay. That's why I came here. I came here. There is a such thing as giving the VA too much information. If you're going for help, go for help. If you don't intend on going for help, don't go for help. We talked about self-medicating yesterday, uh, along with the PTSD and other medical and psychological issues from everything under the sun. Once you go to ask for help from the VA or from anyone, be honest, no matter what. They can reduce your rating from 70% down to 0% if they wanted to. They could take your rating completely away from you. So what do you do to prevent it if you can? What do you do to stop it? Well, comply with them. They're going to send you a letter as they did in his case, and you have 60 days to respond to that letter. And also, if they set you up for CMP uh, during this time period and the time they plan to reduce your rating, you need to go to that CMP. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Only your death should prevent you from going to that CMP, because other than that, it will not matter. If you get your rating reduced and they go out and reduce it, you may or may not get that rating back. And if you do be one of the fortunate ones that do get it back, it'll take a while to get it back. So don't put yourself in their shoes. If they say, hey, we're going to reevaluate you, uh, you're doing fine. We feel that you're doing fine. Your PTSD or your medical condition of some sort is gotten better. Listen, let me tell you, don't play the game with the VA. You will not win. You can't beat them at their own game. So what you should do is comply with them, make them understand once you get reevaluated. Hey, I know the law. The law says that one or two answers of I'm doing fine is not good enough to get me over to say, hey, I'm healed. No, you're not healed. I'm still taking the medication that's prescribed. I'm still coming to seek treatment as necessary, as needed. And that's the case, as needed. Once you reach a certain point, it's better to leave well enough alone. If you're 100%, I know I hear it a lot of time, don't rock the boat. Um, I don't want to put this in and that because they're gonna look at me. Well, it's true. Every time you put in a claim, even if I put in a claim right now, they're gonna go back and uh, look at everything that I have already been rated for and what I'm being rated for. That doesn't mean that they're actually gonna evaluate it unless it's like a secondary condition to another condition or something to that effect. Other than that, they should be addressing what you're trying to address. And I know I may be speaking sideways here, that you think in a perfect world where if you 100% and hey, you've been complaining about this and that for a while, you go and put in a claim and someone may or may not hold it against you. You would think that in a perfect world they wouldn't hold it against you. They will handle your claim as if it should be handled. But you never know who's sitting behind the desk at the VA regional office. You never know. And just because they put a recommendation in, they send it to the top, that doesn't mean that the director of the regional office will sign off on it. The 8 steps that they go through that they have where You put your intent to file in, you file the claim, you send it to them, and the next phase will be gathering of evidence, whether they have to utilize the duty to assist you or not. But during this time period, they're gathering the evidence. And if you didn't send the evidence in with them, you have to tell them where to locate that evidence. Hey, in 2004, I was in the Marine Corps, station Camp Pendleton, um, 1st Battalion, 1-8. We were out there on, hey, bivouac of some sort, and I tripped and fell and scarred my knee up. Now I got knee injury from in service. You have to tell the VA where to go to get the evidence. Back to reducing your claim, yes, they can reduce your VA rating. Stop it. Just simply comply with them. Once you get the letter should be detailed enough. Take it to an experienced VSO. After you take it to an experienced VFO, if they can't do anything for you, get you a lawyer and say, hey, look, they plan on reducing. They will help you contact the VA, and if there's, like I said, if there's a CMP or anything scheduled to come down the road, just simply go to it. Just simply comply with the VA, and that should stop the BS for you. I've seen it where they had the veteran who's gotten a letter prior to this one, and they were worried, because it's a big drop, to go from 90% to 0% is a real big drop. And I've seen it where, hey, all they did was simply schedule a CMP, and he went in, spoke his piece, and the CMP examiner actually wrote down what he said doing that updated CMP, and it was sent in to the VA, and it took them right at 9.5 months to send him a letter back saying that your VA rating will remain the same, unchanged. And for him, that was a blessing, because they could have went the other way. They could have reduced it or took it all the way. So go to your CMPs, comply with the VA. That's how you stop them from, that's how you prevent, if all possible, on how to stop your rating from being reduced or taken away altogether. Now, next Tuesday, Lord say the same, I'll be able to come on here and put the video actually that was set for today. We'll do another live stream as the steps of the VA claim. Once you put it in, starting with the intent to file, to the gathering of evidence on your own to send in with your initial claim or your secondary claim as need be. But I was asked to put this out here today. A lot of people don't believe it's happening, and it's not happening too often, but once is enough. Yes, they can reduce your VA rating. Yes, they will reduce your VA rating. And yes, there is something you can do to prevent it. You simply comply with the VA, go to that CMP exam. If they schedule anything else, they ask you to send in anything, do your best to send it in. If you can't send it in, get with someone qualified to assist you in the matter, and to correspond with the VA to say, hey, look, this is a time frame, 60 days. We're replying within the 60 days. More evidence will come down the road, and you should be good to go. Comply, comply, comply. Thank you, and have a good day.